When you scroll through a dozen listings for laptop accessories, the pictures always look sleek, the descriptions promise instant productivity boosts, and you start to wonder why you ever hesitated. I've been there buying a portable monitor that turned out to be a flimsy slab that barely survived a coffee spill, or a multiscreen extender that required a toolbox and a day of frustration before you could actually use it. That's the exact kind of disappointment I'm trying to help you avoid today. So let's dig into the VUNHEX 15.6-inch portable tri-screen monitor and see if it lives up to the hype or just adds another piece of clutter to your desk. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I spent the last week setting this thing up on a couple of different rigs, a 2022 gaming laptop that I use for both work and late-night raids, and an older MacBook Air that I keep for travel writing. My goal was to answer the three questions most buyers have. Does it actually expand my screen real estate without a mess? Does it stay stable and readable when I'm moving around? And, most importantly, does it feel worth the money compared to a traditional desktop monitor or a cheaper single-panel portable screen? First off, the installation experience is as close to plug-and-play as you can get with a triple-screen setup. The VUNHEX unit snaps onto the back of your laptop using a set of magnetic clips that lock into place in under 10 seconds. No screws, no adhesives, no extra tools, just line it up, press, and the three 15.6-inch panels pop into their slots. That simplicity is a huge win if you're the type who doesn't want to spend an afternoon reading a manual. I literally attached it while standing at my kitchen counter, powered the laptop, and the OS recognized the three new displays immediately. Windows treated them as one extended desktop, and Mac OS gave me three separate screens that I could arrange in system preferences with a drag and drop. From a practical standpoint, the real benefit shows up when you're juggling multiple windows. I was editing a video on the main laptop screen, running a Discord voice chat on the middle panel, and keeping a spreadsheet of my in-game inventory on the rightmost panel. The 1080p IPS panels delivered a decent level of color fidelity for the price, nothing that would satisfy a professional color-critical workflow, but more than adequate for coding, spreadsheet work, and casual gaming. The 360-degree rotation on each screen meant I could tilt them to reduce glare when I was working near a window, and the frames were thin enough that the three screens formed a near-seamless visual field. In a real-world scenario, that translates to less mouse dragging, fewer Alt-Tab switches, and a smoother flow when you need to reference a guide while you game. Now, the VUNHEX is marketed as portable, and it does hold its own in that category, but there are a few practical limits. The whole unit weighs just under 6 pounds, which is manageable for a short commute or a coffee shop setup, but it's not something you'll want to toss into a backpack for a flight. The three panels fold together into a compact shape, but you still need a small bag to protect the hinges. If you travel constantly and need something that fits in a 13-inch laptop sleeve, you might find the bulk a bit excessive. Also, because the screens are powered directly from the laptop's USB-C port, you'll notice a slight dip in battery life when the three displays are active, roughly an extra hour or so on a typical 90Wh gaming laptop. That's something to keep in mind if you rely on long unplugged sessions. One of the biggest concerns people have with multi-screen extenders is stability. The magnetic clips feel sturdy when the unit is stationary on a desk, but if you have a high-energy gaming session with a lot of rapid mouse movement, the outer panels can vibrate a little. In my testing, the movement was subtle enough that it didn't affect my aim or cause any visual tearing, but if you're a competitive gamer who needs an ultra-steady image, you might prefer a fixed monitor mounted on a desk arm. On the flip side, the ability to rotate each screen independently becomes a real advantage for content creators. I could set the middle panel to portrait mode for reading long code files, while keeping the main and right panels in landscape for design work. That kind of flexibility is hard to replicate with a single external monitor. Who should consider buying the VUNHEX? If you're a power user who spends most of the day on a laptop and you need more screen real estate without committing to a full desktop setup, this is a solid option. Think of remote workers who juggle video calls, spreadsheets, and project management tools, or gamers who want a quick way to keep a Discord window, a map, and the game itself all visible at once. The 3-panel design also shines for students who need to keep lecture slides, a note-taking app, and a web browser open simultaneously. The price point.